So Peter, another really important area of the NSPCC's work is protecting children in sport. So in 2001, the NSPCC set up the CPSU. So can you give us some reflections on that important work?
Yeah, I'm a big sports fan myself, and from the outside, I have sometimes worried that people like the NSPCC were the fun police, and they wanted to shut kids away in places where they couldn't possibly face any risk whatsoever. And that is not what young people want and need. And actually, it's not what the NSPCC believes. We believe in a wonderful childhood. And certainly for me, even though I was not very good at sport, sport was a really important part of my childhood. It's a great way to, make friends, learn team skills, or just have a bit of fun. And sport as a whole has an ambition to be more inclusive and to bring more people into that environment. But in the past, sport has and at some respects now not paid sufficient attention to the fundamental safeguarding of children. And the Child Protection in Sport unit in 2001 was born out of a succession of scandals in and around athletics that convinced people that something fundamental needed to be done to get the governing bodies of sport to take safeguarding seriously and plan it in a systematic way. Again, that's before my time. But in 2016, I attended an event at Wembley, which was a 15-year celebration of the work of the CPSU, alongside Anne Tivas, who was the original head of the CPSU. And we looked out over an audience of literally hundreds of safeguarding and welfare officers in sport, and that all of that was that development of professional expertise and interest in the importance of keeping children safe was a consequence of the NSPCC's campaigning at the turn of the century and the creation of the CPSU and the work with the regulatory bodies in sport to drive up the importance of keeping children safe. And although there continue to be issues in sport from time to time, particularly in unregulated sports and pastimes, there is a model there which I think could and should be extended out into wider youth services. So the NSPCC has a proud record, I think, and centre of excellence in inserting safeguarding into sport, which interestingly we're now seeing seep out into esports. So in our work in online safety, some of these sports welfare officers and people who've grown up knowing that when you design sporting occasions and experiences, you need to have regard to child safety, are taking that insight into an aspect of the online world that doesn't naturally think about this or hasn't come across it. So I think the NSPCC has a big opportunity, and we've just got into a partnership with British esports, which I think could be very exciting moving forwards. One or two other interesting sporting memories. I have brought along my Carl Shorten Athletic shirt. So Carl Shorten Athletic and their chair, a very special team, and his commitment to the NSPCC has gone on for a number of seasons, born out of a relationship which Aaron Hearn, who's a magnificent fundraiser for Childline, managed to get off the ground. And so I did go to an event at Carl Shorten at the start of one season. They'd had a raffle, and I was drawing the raffle prize out, and the first prize of this raffle, all proceeds to the NSPCC, was 2 season tickets to Carl Shorten Athletic. So I picked the ticket out, and it was my ticket. I thought, gosh, what do I do here as an Ebbsfleet United fan? So I selflessly declined the prize and put it back into the pot and drew again, and all was well. So that was a lovely partnership. Another, I think, really great partnership that we have is with Birmingham City, again born out of adversity. And we're having our 2024 annual council meeting at Birmingham City, but many people will remember the photograph of poor Arthur Labinjo Hughes, who was killed by his parents wearing his Birmingham City shirt, and that was awful, awful. And each year Birmingham City have a fixture in January which is in memory of Arthur, and they have a section of the ground in memory to Arthur, and fundraising takes place, and we sell teddy bears with Arthur shirts and all this sort of thing. And before the game, when you have thousands of football fans all singing together, "We love you, Arthur," and the NSPCC branding up all around the ground, that is quite something. So keeping children safe in sport, but also thinking about where and how sport can partner to raise awareness and understanding and funds for the NSPCC. Again, I think there's some great examples of that in the past and lots of potential looking to the future.